All right, hey everyone, we are back here and we have a question from our Momentum membership all about how and when to use the emergency fund. So we're going to dive into the emergency fund. Hey, when's a good time to use it? When's a good time to not use it? Yes, there was a time to not use that emergency fund. And we're going to walk through what do you do with things like roof repairs and replacing cars and all these like big ticket expenses. Are they really emergencies, or is there another way to cash flow and save, maybe even save for those expenses? We're going to dive through how, when, and why to do it. Let's dive in now. All right, hey Momentum, back with our weekly QA. Hope you guys are doing well. And let's dive into this emergency fund stuff.
Yeah.
What it is, when should we use it, what's not an emergency. I was talking to a girl or to a client the other day, and not a client, but a potential client, and they were saying how they just had to change the tires on their car, and that was such an emergency. And they had to just do their roof, and that was an emergency.
Right.
I was like, those aren't really they shouldn't be emergencies.
Yeah.
But most people categorize them as emergency because they don't have a plan to replace them.
Yes.
And so let's dive in. Let's talk about what emergency is, what it isn't, when to use the emergency fund, and maybe when to hold back.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, Mike, it's really important for us to define, like, when are we using an emergency fund and at what point are we starting to plan ahead? And so we do have three criteria that we do talk about running like a situation through before using the emergency fund to know if this is an emergency. And so the first thing is it urgent?
Mm-hmm.
If something is urgent, it might qualify.
Is it unexpected?
Is it unexpected? You didn't see it coming. No
Yeah.
clue.
Yeah, that would be one of the qualifiers as well.
Yep. Absolutely. So urgent, unexpected, and then the last one is it necessary?
Yeah, necessary. That's right.
Yeah.
Is it necessary?
Is it necessary? And so if you're hitting just two of the three or one of the three, this might be something that you decide to cash flow plan it, right? Make it
Yes.
a line item.
Yeah, a great example of that is if the AC breaks in October,
Yeah.
is it an emergency?
It is not.
Unless you're down in South America.
Right.
But yeah, there's a good chance you don't need it, right? So it's not necessary. There's a good chance. I mean, I want to say it was, for most of the times it's not unexpected. We can tell when one's gone, but whatever. But the good news is you can cash flow something like that.
Yes.
You got probably a good 5-6 months before you need to replace it, so you can cash flow that. But I don't know. I had this happen the other day. A stone chip hit my windshield
Oh,
for
shoot.
the 20th time.
Right.
And, normally I just do whatever, but the crack is going across really fast.
Oh,
It's going to
yep.
connect to the other side here in a couple of days here. And so, was it unexpected?
Yep.
Yep. Is it necessary? Yeah, probably. And then what's our third qualification there?
Urgent.
Is it urgent? Yeah, is it urgent? It's going to be soon.
Yeah.
I can make a case for maybe the next week or so, but in the next month, it's going to be, yeah, it's going
Yeah.
to be urgent. So that would be an instance where I would pull out an emergency fund
Yeah.
to replace that window.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We had an experience as well, Mike, where in our city there was an invasive species that came
Oh
through
yes.
several years back, maybe about 10 years ago now, and it killed a bunch of trees, like just one breed of ash tree. And we had a giant 50-year-old ash in our backyard and it killed the tree.
Dang.
And we didn't see the invasive species coming. We didn't see that coming. Right?
Yeah, unexpected.
It was unexpected. Was it necessary? Well, it's a big tree, and if a big storm came through to a dead tree,
It's going to
it
cause some problems.
could cause some problems, could take out our house or two of our neighbors. So it really did have to come down. Yeah. So that was a good emergency fund thing. What wasn't
Yes.
an emergency fund was my roof.
Talk to me about that.
So when we moved in here, the house had been reshingled that year. They reshingled it in order to sell it. And
Yes.
so we knew that we had a 15-year timeline approximately on those shingles. And so when the time came when we'd been here 15 years, guess what? We started calling up different roofing companies, getting our quotes, and we had two of them tell us this will be good for about one more year and then it has to come out. So guess what? We saved up to pay for it because
Nice.
we knew it was coming. So it wasn't quite urgent. It was necessary, but it was also expected. Like we knew that it was coming. And so
Yeah.
it gave us that time to put it in our cash flow and start saving away 1/12 of the cost of the roof replacement.
Yeah. Well, what's a roof these days? I guess depends where you live. Are we thinking 15K?
So ours was 7.
Okay.
Ours was 7, and that was like 5 years ago now. So
Yeah. So probably 1,000K now, whatever number that is. I'm just making that up. Um,
probably another, yeah, 2 or
12-ish.
3,000. So
Yeah.
maybe like 10,
12.
maybe 10, 12.
Yeah. Okay. So let's break this down, guys. $12,000
Yeah.
to do it. Let's just say it's 12,000 to roof. I know in some places it's more. My neighbors did theirs for 15.
Yeah.
Um, so I know some places are going to pay more. But yeah, let's break this down. You've got 10 years left on that roof.
Mm-hmm.
A 12,000 roof divided by 10 years is about $1,200 a year or $100 a month,
Yeah.
right? Which when you break it down like that, it becomes very doable.
Absolutely.
It becomes undoable when you don't break it down and save it, and all of a sudden you
Yes.
have a $12,000 roof repair or a roof re-roof,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so if you can break down to small sizes like that, it's super simple. What I do is I have my main checking account
Mm-hmm.
where all my money gets deposited into and some bills come out of, and then under my checking account I've got either multiple savings accounts.
Savings. Yeah.
Some of it already has a bunch of money in it to cover our next roof repair. Like we've got that saved. Some other things we don't have saved yet. And what we do is we put some money every month. So property tax would be an example. Every month we pay it once a year for us.
Yeah.
Every month, X amount of dollars goes into our property tax account.
Yeah. For sure.
And whatever your lifestyle has, maybe you have a car replacement account. Maybe you don't. Maybe you rent, so you don't have to worry about the roof or the furnace or the AC or any of that stuff. But if you're a homeowner, the idea is you want to have a little. We call it retained earnings in business. Call it a saved account, whatever you want to call it. A housing account, property tax account, a car account, and maybe some other things.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and if you can save that every month, so in this example, $100, it seems very little. Just put it away, put it away. Have the discipline to not touch it when you
Mm-hmm.
want to eat out. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? And when the roof, when it's time to replace that roof, or the AC, or the furnace, or the car, you've got a savings account that's been earmarked for that.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so, guys, when you're putting your emergency fund together, I know you're starting, some of you, with that first $1,000. Get it together,
Yeah.
have it there, and make sure you're running your decisions through that test before you pull out of the emergency fund. Is it urgent, unexpected, and necessary? If it's
Mhm.
hitting all three things, then go ahead.
Go
As
use
you
it.
get further down the road, though, there are some things like, that flat tire that maybe month 2 you use your emergency fund for. Year 2, you should have a savings account for that,
Yeah.
where you put even just a little bit in there each month to compensate for some of those things. Because your emergency fund shouldn't be putting out fires that your cash flow plan should be managing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's it to replace the tires these days? Is it still $1,500 or so, or
If you're doing a full set, yeah,
yeah,
probably like
four?
that.
Maybe you get a rebate, but what do tires last? Like 8 years? I guess it depends how much you drive, to be honest.
Sure.
divide, you're let's call it maybe 7. I think that'd be
Sure.
pretty normal to see 7 years on on some tires. That's $214 a year, or if you divide it by 12, that's $17.86 a month.
That is less than $20 a month.
Come
For a
on, that's
tire.
less than what you're spending on Starbucks coffees.
Right?
Maybe the Starbucks coffee is the reason we don't have the emergency save. No, I'm joking. I'm just joking, but there's some truth there too.
I know there's truth there.
But it's that simple, guys. Tire
Yeah.
replacement. Replacing 4 tires. The tires go bald, you need to replace them. That should not be an emergency.
Yeah.
It should really be a planned expense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we want you guys to start building that muscle, putting your decisions through that test, whether or not you are going to use your emergency fund. If you use your emergency fund, make sure you pause all your other steps, come back to fill it up to that 1,000. And maybe it makes sense to start planning ahead for some of these things that could happen so that you're not continually dipping into that emergency fund, but you're starting to plan ahead for things. And it's part of a process. It might take you a few months to really get that solid ground and get that footing before you can start, but that's okay. Give yourself grace, give yourself time, and also plan ahead and make it work as part of your plan.
Absolutely, guys. So hopefully that inspires you. Go ahead, create those categories or envelopes, however you want to do it. Savings accounts or envelopes, just stuff every month. But let's start breaking down some of those things we know are going to come
Yep.
our way. We know they're coming. It's just a matter of time. And if we catch it soon enough, it's as easy as $20 a month.
Yes.
In some cases, $100 a month for bigger things, but it's not super expensive. Okay. Awesome, guys. We
Awesome.
love you. Stay blessed by the best. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Have a good day.